Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hey, good morning, everybody. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada. Hey, Ronnie, welcome. Thank you for coming. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada. 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 Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda. Oh, Krishna. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasari, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Oh, yeah. That's good there. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. All glories to the assembled devotees. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you. You're very merciful to a fool like me. Thank you. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Ah, Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Ah, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna, Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna, Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ooh, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I'll refresh I'll give you a new link. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Try that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, you can put your microphones on and we'll chant together here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Welcome there, William. Thank you for coming and going to Rivers class today. That's awesome.
Oh, it was fun, Beppu.
Good. Yes. Keep on. Okay. Well, there we go. We got River 2. There we go. We got everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Taking your
Krishna,
camera.
Hare Hare,
What
Hare
is the mit
Rama,
meiner Kamera?
Hare Hare. Yeah. Have Karuna be quiet up there if you're going to chant. So,
You're gonna be quiet.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna, Hare.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Whoa, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Why don't you come up here, Satchidananda? Chant with us. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Gauranga.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Oh, there
Rama,
she is.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Oh
Rama,
Lord.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Oh,
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama,
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
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 Rama Rama Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Gauranga.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Krishna 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Oh my Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari.
Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama. Rama Rama Hari
Hari
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama. Rama Rama
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Hare Ram
Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna. Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare Ram
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Oh
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare Ram
Ram Rama Hari Hari
Hare Ram
Hari
Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari
Ram
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Ram
Hari Hari Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari Krishna Krishna
Jai
Krishna Hari
Shri
Hari Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama Hari
Chaitanya
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Shri
Rama
Advaita
Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Yadada
Krishna Krishna Hari
Sari
Hari Hari Rama Hari
Gaurava
Rama
Bham
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama Hari Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Ram Hari Ram Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna
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 Hari
Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Hari
Ram
Hari Hari
Ram
Krishna Hari
Ram
Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Oh
Ram Hari Ram
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama 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 Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram
Rama
Ram
Rama Rama
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama 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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Ram Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hari
Ram
Krishna Hari Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Who's Gurudev?
disappeared.
I'm around. I just have to take care of something.
Rangaribo.
Keep going.
Okay. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasari Shri Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare की जय हरे राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे राम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गिरिराज श्री भक्त वृंद ओ हरे कृष्ण हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama,
हरे
Hare Hare,
हरे हरे
Krishna,
राम हरे
Krishna
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare Hare, Hare
राम
Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna, Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Rama
हरे
Rama, Hare
हरे
Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
हरे
Hare,
राम
Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
राम
Hare,
राम
Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण 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 कृष्ण
Krishna Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare Rama Rama, Hare
हरे
Hare, Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
हरे
Rama,
कृष्ण
Rama, Hare
हरे
Hare, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Krishna Krishna,
हरे
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama, Hare
हरे
Hare,
राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Rama, Hare Rama,
कृष्ण
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
हरे 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 राम
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम राम
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
हरे
Rama,
कृष्ण
Rama
हरे
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Krishna, Krishna
राम
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare,
राम
Hare Ram, Rama Rama,
Oh,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Oh,
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Oh
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Gaurang
Hare Krishna,
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram,
Hari
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Rama.
Krishna
Wake up, Tom. You're on candid camera. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Maram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Oh Lord.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Hare
Wow.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Rama Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Lagora
Hare, Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rasa
Hare
Guru
Rama, Rama
Maharaj Ki
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Ram
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Jai
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Jaya
Hare,
Surya Dvaita
Hare
Chatya
Krishna.
Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All right. Wow. Okay. Man, what a shelter this is. This is fantastic. The name, oh my God, this is, I feel like the Lord is showing himself. Literally. I mean, he's showing his glories. He's showing me things even more now. This is unbelievable. Man, we got to bottle this and sell this for $1 billion. We'll become billionaires. We'll have more money. We'll have more money than Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab put together. Because this is better than anything they got. Isn't that amazing? We got what the elites don't have. Unbelievable, man. Jeez, no wonder Lord Caitanya, he knew what he was talking about. Hare Krishna. We lost the link again? Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Here, I'll get you the link here, man. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah. Yeah, so the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes were all about having fun. They're all very playful. It's just like it was the like the new Vrindavan, you know, and they purified the universe, just having so much fun, acting like Jesus said, you must become like a little child to enter the kingdom. They were like that was expressed. You actually see more of that than you did like when you read about the Bible, and they don't explain how it look. What does it look like to become like a little child? Oh well, just look at the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Everything is more explained, by Lord Chaitanya. He explained everything Jesus was preaching. You know, it just made it more clear and more. What is the kingdom? Is what is it like to be like a little child? Basically, you chant the holy name, and you become so ecstatic. You're back into the Garden of Eden. Vrindavan is just the Garden of Eden explained again. It's just more clear. That's why the Lord continues to send his devotees to this world, and he comes himself to get it more clear. What is the kingdom of God? And this is more explained what Jesus's prayer, that when he taught the people how to pray, it was one prayer, is unbelievable. It's the most perfect prayer that anybody could come up with. Thy will be done on earth as it is in the Garden of Eden, poor Vrindavan. Thy will. It's the Lord's will. Thy will. The Lord really wants the world because this is the only thing that's going to make everybody happy. Right now, the heavens are shaken, like the prophecy in the Bible. The heavens are shaken. Heavens, the demigods are shaking, man. The demons they're in conflict and combat. See, and above them is the supreme Lord. And below them is the Supreme Lord. Here, again, I'm telling you, they're watching this. This is the only place on earth going on. I have not seen it, and I'm sure you haven't seen it anywhere. Where have you seen such a power of the Lord, actually?
Nowhere.
Yeah. See? The heavens are shaken by the demons. They're fighting right now. And what we're doing, we're playing and purifying the universe. Remember that verse? Who is it? Somebody read it. Tom read it the other day, yesterday. It says the devotees purify the universe just by with their hands upraised because of ecstatic devotion. Raised up. See, that's the symbol. See, the symbol is the body, but that's because the heart, Krishnas are raised up, connecting back with the spiritual dimension from here. See, you ever see that? People raise up, to connect, heaven and earth like this. But this is beyond heaven. This is the spiritual dimension. The Luciferians, they do it like this. See, they only have that one eye thing. See, they're looking at Lucifer. the dark energy. See? So light and darkness is fighting. See, but we've already conquered. See? Because this is the real light. Light is just another form of Lucifer in the world. Lucifer has got his hand. In politics, you can understand this. They say the more intelligent persons, not the most, but the more intelligent persons see the game. They see, two wings on the same bird, right and left. See, good and bad, right and left. It's a game, Maya's game. See, and people take sides and they're divided. And they become weaker, and Maya is winning because you're taking a side. This is why in the Garden of Eden, the Lord told Adam and Eve, do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. See, knowledge, you'll start to know. Oh, I'm good. Oh, he's evil. And the evil person, yeah, we're actually the evil. The good are the evil ones. They just, they believe in some fiction god, and stuff like this. So they fight. See, they're both under illusion. Okay? So this is the Garden of Eden explained. That's why you see it gets more and more playful here, especially as the conditioning gets out of you guys. You're not reacting there. It'll be just one big puppy pile. Like, remember we had that? That was an introduction. Remember that river, those puppy piles? And Karuna was very afraid of those puppy piles at first. He's in fear, something. Come on, where do you hear such extraordinary preaching? Where do you see such extraordinary ecstasy? That's God's style. That's God above the demigods and the demons when he's working in this world. That's why Haridas said it's very hard to know where, when, and through whom your spiritual potency is working here in this world. Because everybody's bewildered by good and bad and light and dark and all this stuff. They're all bumping into walls one way or the other. See, we got the Prahlad preaching. We got better than Prahlad preaching. Prahlad preaching was more hard still because Lord Caitanya didn't advent. You didn't have the advantage that people have now. So our preaching is even more practical, more functional. We're functional with the Lord's mercy. Look at people coming here. You're easily chanting the holy name and crying tears and ecstasy. Can you imagine? This is not, even Narayan Raj would roll over in his grave if he saw this going on. Really, honestly. He would think, wow, man, I thought it was many lifetimes, and look at this happening. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The Lord did something new. Wow, I didn't believe it. I thought it was going to, you have to, work for it, and become a superstar devotee. You got to be special, special. Here we're like Jesus was chosen, and what was he, a carpenter? Why does the Lord do that? Look at Vasudev Dutt. He was a nobody, and the Lord, and he prayed for the deliverance of the whole universe, and the Lord accepted. That's why we're actively engaged in Prahlad's prayer. We're going to get this work done and get the whole universe chanting in ecstasy. Man. We got what money can't buy here. We know who is really pure, who is spotlessly pure. Chapter 10, Canto 10, one of the wonderful prayers I love. We worship the spotlessly pure one, in consciousness, conscious of, oh, it's that's pure. Everybody's worried about, am I pure? Is he pure? Is that pure? No. What you should be concerned with is the Lord pure? And of course he is. Do you realize that? You come here, you'll realize, hey man, it's not about me being acknowledged or me being good, and oh, you're such a good person. Oh, you're such a good guru. You're such a good leader. You're such a good person. No, you got to see who is really, there are none good but the Father. None in beyond goodness. You got to reach up beyond that. That's what you get here. You people will perceive what is true goodness. See? But it's beyond our understanding. You see, you have to get the grace to get this. Otherwise, you never know this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So it's fantastic. Okay. This is chapter 23 in this book here. Get your books out, everybody. Get ready. I'm going to call upon you at any second. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it. If you have a book, get it out.
I would have this one.
That's okay. All glories to Sri Chaitanya, who is an ocean of all transcendental excellences. See? Transcendental excellences. See? And that's why, you need the spark. You need the association of those who can taste these transcendental excellences. This is how you get it. That's the real line that people are looking for. That's the real guru. That's the real associate of Lord Chaitanya. They taste these transcendental excellences. Okay? They're that close with the Lord where they can taste what the Lord tastes. And the Lord tastes through them, as them. That's the intimacy, man. It's amazing, man. There's nothing better than this. There's no greater happiness. Narada Muni he's just tasting this intimacy with the Lord, all for his, for forever. That's why, once you get this now, after this excursion with this distraction we had here in Maya, we'll never come back to this. We'll never want to. See, it's all a trap. We'll never be a trap. No, no, no. Okay, been there, done that. You ever said that before? When you see people going through what you've been through, you say, "Oh yeah, been there, done that." That's what you'd be saying about this. Oh yeah, been there, done that. Oh yeah, yeah. We can help you if you want to come. No, no, I love my dog again. I ain't gonna go. I love my dog. I want to go where my dog is going. Oh, okay. I want to go to doggy heaven or catty heaven. Catty heaven. You could be there. Come on, man. The dogs and cats, they're all in ignorance. It's like you, like if you were in a tree and say, I love my tree. I love this tree. The tree is just sitting there. It's stupid. It's dumb. You know, it's selfish too, especially the animals. They're selfish. It's like they're self-centered. They're centered around the false ego. They can't help you, man. See, when you have this understanding, then you can have these dogs and cats and money and all these things, because it's it's just you're passing through, and you're here to help the poor dog, not to fall in love with the cats and goldfish and your monies. That's what keeps you in bondage. This is what you see. People don't know. It's all by attraction. What keeps us here is we are in love with something worldly or many worldly things, and then we die and think, "Oh, what about my money?" And boom. What are my poor family going to do without me? And then boom, you get another family. It's a different one, and that other one is gone, finished. They think about you for a while, then they move on with their lives after they grieve. They don't even think about you anymore. That's Maya. Yeah. And people do it again and again and again until you come to meet a schmuck like Gaur Haridas, who will tell you the truth, and you just hate him for it. How will you spoil my happy dream? I'm a killjoy. What can happen? I'll kill your joy in the world, man. Ask Sachi how many times I've killed her, what she felt joy in the world. And she's more and more happy about it because she realizes, to find happiness and even being a good person, all it does is burn you out. We get a lot of these goody two shoes here, sometimes. They realize I'm tired of being burned out by trying to be good. I just worship the supreme good, and everything is good. If you're good with that, come here, man. Worship the supreme good. Enjoy the supreme. Oh, taste the supreme good. Oh, yeah, you make the supreme good happy inside. You'll realize you'll have this kissy kissy transcendental relationship with the Lord. Oh, it's very French kissy. Oh man, is it intimate? You can't tongue anybody in the world and get as intimate as a devotee does when they tongue God by going Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What? Don't believe me? Believe Rupa Goswami. I wish I had millions of mouths to chant the holy name of the Lord and millions of ears. That's called tonguing. That's called French kissing God, man. I know it's some of you out there have minds that are not so clean, but this is glorious. This is true. We're here to have intimacy with God, man, and there's no fault in it. It's not pornographic. Matter of fact, the Lord loves the people see my devotees intimately worshiping me, and so I can get you on board with that. I want more like that because He's in everybody's heart. He's greedy, man, greedy for more friends, greedy for more tasting and kissing more devotees. It's a kissing thing. Don't take my word for it. Take Lord Chaitanya's, or the whole chapter on this. The lips of Lord Krishna. He talks about it in the exit here. I'm sorry, if you're not a gopi, maybe you won't appreciate this. Go kiss your wife. Go kiss your dogs. Go kiss your cat. Go eat on the same plate or whatever you want to do out there. It's a sign of love. I was at Maria's house, and she loved. Oh, the dog is so nice. She feeds the dog with her spoon. I said, maybe it's not so good. No, don't you do this? Is my dog. Ooh, don't mess with her dog. It's kind of cute, But, see, I'm in love with a beautiful woman. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. See, I knew River was a homo. She looks a little like I could tell. Look at her short haircut. You see, it's all of it. She's a les. She's a les. She likes a beautiful woman. I won't name her name because it's a secret. She's still in the closet with that woman. She doesn't want to come out of the closet for a while, right? Right, River? She's going to stay in there, right? She's les homo. She's a homo. She said, "Hey, read it and weep. I'm in love with a beautiful woman." Her words, not mine. I could see the Vaitis out there. I could see Balaram thinking, "What is he saying?" Vaitis, they think mundane. Is she really a homo? I didn't know that. Yes. Yeah, that spirit, homosexuality in this world, what that is? It's just our nature. That's a reflection of how we are with God. That's all. Even a guy loves Krishna. Even a guy in a guy's body can love Radharani. I mean, a woman in a woman's body could love Radharani, even though she's a girl. See, so it's the reflection in the world is homosexuality, is same sex. See, but what they're all looking for ultimately is this relationship. Whether you're male or female, this natural love for Krishna, and if you're in say Manjari Bhav or Gopi Bhav, you'll love Radha too. You'll love the love. See, personification. You'll be an extension of her love in this world. I'm in love with a beautiful Gurudev. Oh, I wonder who that is. It's amazing. for a while, I've been looking to, like, like one of the biggest desires in the world is to be acknowledged and to be loved. And that got kind of burned out of me. Now I get real love. I mean, people, they say, I love you, Lord. I don't look for that. It's so funny, man, how that works. When you start, because the only way you get out of that means you get out of the human condition. That means you get the mercy of Lord Caitanya. And with the more and more of that mercy, then you see things turned around, right side up instead of upside down. Upside down, the false ego is looking for energy and love and life and acknowledgement and all that. And everything's reversed. And then you get the energy, you get your life in glorification of the Lord and his devotees, like he does. You get, this is the gift of Lord Caitanya. How would you like that out there? Even Klaus Schwab doesn't have that, or Bill Gates, or even the illustrious, worshipable Fauci, and the illustrious Donald Trump doesn't have that, and the illustrious Poopy Pope doesn't have this, guaranteed. See, Madhusudan Sundanan is inconclusive, right, River? He says you're a Homo sapien. That means you're the body. Nah. See, she's not a Homo sapien. It's better. She's closer to being homosexual. See, it's the same sex. She loves Krishna or Radha. Either one. If she took a male body, she'd love both too. Okay. All glories to him who is. I never get very far lately in these. You guys are better at reading than me. I read one sentence, I talk for an hour on it, a half hour. All glories to him who is known as Vishwambara. The Vishwambara means the maintainer of the universe. And he said, Lord Caitanya says, I'll consider myself Vishwambara when I can fill, the maintainer of the universe, when I can fill this universe with love of Krishna. Spiritual world, they don't eat material food because they don't have material bodies, right? But they eat something. They got to have some life. See, the nourishing the body gives you, supposed to give you energy and life and all that, right? Well, it's not really. It's just energy of the body, to keep it going. That's all. But the spiritual body, what's going to keep that going? What's going to maintain that? So in the spiritual world, the maintenance is these loving relationships, especially the four types. The four main ones is and conjugal. See, these remain the devotees in the spiritual world. And guess what the good news is here? See, the good news here is the devotees are maintained. Here we go. Yeah. The devotees are maintained. Let me put this here. There you go. Yeah, the devotees are maintained by this awakened relationship that we have simply by chanting the holy names in ecstasy, like you see here. This is what they do in the spiritual world. See, that's why the devotees, when they saw Lord Caitanya, when he first started to exhibit this ecstatic relationship between his soul and the Lord, they thought, wow, look at this. What's going on in the spiritual world is going on here. Thy will be done on earth now. See, the Lord is bringing his will that he on earth as it is in Vrindavan, man. The Vrindavan Ras is here. Oh my God. Okay? That's what people, if they had some real intelligence, which you'll get if you come here, you'll see that thy will, that is here again. See, that is here again. Oops. Oops. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do this. There we go. Yeah. So this is a revival of that. See, this is on the order Prabhupada. See, that order in 1996, very significant. This has my approval. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. You do more of that. That's this. To bring the conjugal, to bring the, especially the four rasas, whatever is yours will awaken here. We're empowered to do that. This is phenomenal. That's why it's taking a while for the devotees in all of the sanghas of Vaishnavism to wrap their head around it. They can't believe it. None of their gurus ever dreamed that this can happen again. Which is, to me, it's like, why wouldn't it? Why, it's like saying, well, Jesus, that when he came here, the Holy Spirit was just for those apostles. It's not for anybody now.
That's not true.
See, that's not right, is it?
Yep.
So why would it be the same thing? And I tell you, a lot of Vaishnavas think that. Oh, well, that ecstasy was only for when it was 550 years ago. That's not for no. Now we're going to just do the dry regulation worship right there, William. We'll just do that dry, rules, regular ceremonial stuff. Same old religion. Give me that same old religion.
Because it's worked so well.
Yeah, it works so well, keeps you in the well, you stay in the well of the mundane world still. You have to, Bhagavad Gita 10:10. No, 18:65-66. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to me. I will give you all protection. And so we have the knack for that. We know how to do that. You want to learn how to do that? Otherwise, you'll stay in religion. You'll stay a Vaidhi Bhakti. You'll stay under the thumb of these gurus. I mean, the gurus are doing what they can do. They're like the Pharisees. They just officials. Just like government officials. Government official, they try to keep things going, and they're not necessarily good at it.
Not necessarily at all.
I was trying to cut them some slack, because usually I don't,
No, I know, because you're compassionate. Because you're a compassionate guru. But I have to share with you real quick because I know you're tired.
No.
But we went through this election. We went through this election, Bapu, and nothing changed.
No,
not a damn thing changed.
No, of course not.
So yeah. So, I read something in a Bhagavad Gita today that reminded me of you. And you can accept it or reject it. But I read this on River's broadcast earlier.
Right,
and this is the Bhagavad Gita, text 34. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Doesn't say who, doesn't say when.
Yeah.
But then it says, inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth.
Yeah,
that's what I found. That's what I have found with this sangha. And I talked to the River earlier about that, and I can't go anywhere else. I mean, Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'll be here.
Yeah. Krishna's cut off all our avenues of escape.
But my granddaughter, when I was on River Show, when I was on River Show, my granddaughter tuned in, and she said, Grandpa, that was really nice what you said, but you look like a turtle. So I'll put my shell up. Just
yeah, no problem. Yeah,
but you were talking about intimacy. You were talking about intimacy. Yeah, and so for you and all of our devotees here, I've got this for you. And thank you for having us, because we're growing volumes compared to where we were. So thank you, Bapu.
Yeah, that's that everybody could just, that's the thing. By their fruits they shall be known. So if you are you are have a guru or a leader or a spiritual teacher, you got to feel, geez, am I growing here, or am I pretty much the same as I was?
Well,
You have to.
that is why you have become mine. Uh, um, and if I keep doing the work, I'll be a member of the council one day. I'd rather be a member of this council than a member of the United States Congress.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Much more work gets done here on a daily basis than there
oh
will
yeah,
ever in
yeah,
Congress.
yeah. And it's all organic because see, our leader,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's you know what it's like in India. What they do is sometimes a lot of people they install the deities in their house, and they do everything for the deity. See, everything is about the deity. About God. It's that they work for the Lord, and they bring the offerings and everything. Well, we're doing that, and the deity is inside. See, the Lord is saying, "Oh, just come. I'm looking for this offering. Sadhu Sangha is the best way to know me. This is from the Lord's mouth in the scriptures. He said, you can't attain me being Vrindavan Krishna, this intimacy, through doing Vaidhi Bhakti, sadhana practices. You can't attain me through austerities, renunciation, or pious deeds. I'm only attained through Sadhu Sangha, through the association of those people who know me. It's the only way. And that's why this is so rare. And it's not like with Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta, they brought people to the earlier stages. Because here you're with a bona fide spiritual master, but you're getting the conclusive, deeper truth that they only put in their books.
I
Bhakti
concur.
Vinod was writing constantly. He had to express himself. He couldn't do it verbally. He couldn't tell people what I'm telling you now. He knew this was for 100 years. He even said,
Even Bapu, even Moses could not do that.
even
Moses
Moses.
was not an articulate man. He needed Aaron to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And and so look, I have I've turned a lot of Christian and Jewish and Muslim friends onto your broadcast. River gets some hits. I don't think yeah, there she goes. But the point is it is so universal. The truth is so universal that it transcends religious dogma.
absolutely, absolutely.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
Bapu.
That's what even Jesus said. He said, the Lord is looking for worship in spirit and truth. And you can't worship in truth until you get the Spirit, that Holy Spirit, which reveals the true nature of the truth, which is there is a God and what He is more, and and where you can taste it, you relish that awakened relationship. Without a spiritual awakening of your spiritual body, you cannot understand the truth. And proof is that Vaishnavas, they're not awakened yet, most of them. How about 99%? That's what I see. Because they can't taste these verses to their full extent. They get something. Just like people, they read the Bible and even they may not understand it. But you have to be activated. Your spiritual body has to be activated. And this is the process. This like when
Bapu, wouldn't you say though that is sometimes that takes you by surprise?
yeah.
Sometimes you don't even know it's coming, and it just hits you like a tidal wave,
Yeah, yeah.
and you have to figure that out. Which is
Yeah.
why this community and your teachings and River and so forth. That's why it's so important to stay tuned.
Yeah.
What did they say when we were kids? Stay tuned. The same bat show, same bat channel. We need to do that with the Krishna channel.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because this is so powerful and it's very effective and quick. If you really want the quick trip out of this suffering, the material suffering and all that, this is what we offer here. You come here and you'll transcend it. And the way you transcend it is the will of the Lord is to taste the spiritual energy called Shuddha Bhakti, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call that pure energy, which is the pure worship of the absolute truth. And then you can live nicely in this world. You'll make great progress to the kingdom. Matter of fact, most people are getting it here. When you come to the point you're chanting in ecstasy and you're tasting this ras, you don't come back. Even the Bhagavatam says that. You're free bird.
Well, you were on this morning, and I missed you, but I always get your link, so I always post you, and I have to listen to you later. So I actually listened to your morning show after I was on the broadcast with River tonight.
Oh, I know. I was.
And all I can say is, when you're not there and River's there, that's awesome. And when River's not there and you're there, that's awesome. And when and when my friend Govinda, when he's not there, somebody's always there.
It's
and
amazing.
This is what it is. It is miraculous, and I'll tell you why. Because we even have brick and mortar churches and temples and synagogues and mosques across Los Angeles, and they're hardly open ever.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Okay, so you get it. but this is always open. So I think we should say a prayer in a meditation eventually for Mark Zuckerberg, who created Facebook. Whether you like somebody that rich or not is not the issue, but we have a venue that Krishna is using, that the Lord is using to unite people.
Yes.
And this is better. I guarantee you one thing: this is definitely better than the PTL Club.
Yes.
Yeah, the time of the Jim Bakkers. I wish that our churches and I wish they had that kind of universal spirit, though, that you have. But because if pastors and rabbis and imams talked about spirituality, people would be free. But I don't think, as you have said so eloquently before, I don't think religion wants people to be free. Spirituality belongs to each one of us, and that's why we need a guide. And anyway, I'm going to shut up before I wake up.
No, keep going. Yeah, continue.
But I see the benefit, And River and I, earlier tonight, before you came on, River and I were talking about slavery. There's a difference between forced slavery and willing slavery, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, you don't want to be trafficked or enslaved and so forth without your will. But if you're a willing slave, if you're willing to be a slave and to be a servant, a true servant's heart, service above self. Mm-hmm. And I know how you feel about religion and the Catholic Church and so forth. But there are some people out there that belong to certain religions. In Bapu, they actually had to fight their own religion and their own church or their synagogue or their mosque to do the right thing. See, here we don't have to do that. Here you offer people a voice, number one, which is hugely important in this age, but you also offer them guidance. So with that, I'm going to I'm not leaving you, but I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to thank you for everything you do and all of the devotees. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for your appreciation, man. That's all it is.
I am very grateful.
Yeah. If people like you just appreciate this kind of preaching from their heart, what happens is instant spiritual advancement. The Lord is giving you the grace just by from your heart, and you seeing the value. The Lord is allowing you to see that, and then you just automatically you just brought right inside.
I know some people think it's fast tracking but some people have the spirit, but they really have no guidance,
Yeah.
which is where you come in.
Well, that's what I was saying. Christians could really benefit from this because, like, I'm a born again Christian. I was transformed by my
I
faith in
know.
Christ in the early
You're
'70s.
it's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, and so then I get the connection with Lord Caitanya, and he taught me so many things. The books have taught me so many things. That has given me a comprehensive view more than the Bible, because the Bible is a big it's something, it's great, it's wonderful. But it's been through editors this 2,000 years, and then they picked and choose and Constantines and all of that
And it
stuff.
goes through council after council.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's like a congressional committee trying to
Yeah,
translate the scripture, right?
yeah, and yet, still, it's not. Even back then, the Lord's mercy is coming forward. To more understanding of the kingdom. So He sends more servants, and He comes Himself as Lord Chaitanya, the combined form of the most rare incarnation, and then empowers His devotees to write all these conceptions down of the highest truths, and they're empowered. These conceptions are not material. These are all spiritual, but they're in codes. Even the Bible's in codes. You have to have the Holy Spirit to really understand.
Everything isn't anything that is worth researching or learning has to be in code. And it's like Jesus said to His disciples, I have told you things and taught you things that are not meant for the masses. And sometimes you have to look. I was one of those guys. I was one of those guys that didn't get it, and I have been through fundamentalist Christianity like you can't believe, Bapu. But when I came here, I knew this is not a crusade. This is a daily meditation.
Yeah.
I don't have to go and get saved every other year. We don't need a harvest crusade. We need to just be the harvest, and that's why Bhakti Tom and River and Govinda and you and so many others. You keep it flowing, and I don't know how you do it, because you never ask for money. Though some people have asked, how do we keep this going? What's it?
Sometimes I do. I got a little caption here. By the way, if anybody wants to donate, you're welcome to. You don't have to, by the way, if you feel like
Oh yeah,
it.
he doesn't care. He doesn't care, but it would be a help.
I just started doing that actually in the last few months. Before I never really asked, but sometimes I'll ask on somebody needs something. Oh, this person needs.
But even the Bible tells you that a servant is worth his service, and to do justice, you've got to give a little something. I mean, look, if you were running a church, you'd be passing the plate around, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Or a mosque, even.
I live. Somebody said yesterday.
You don't talk about it. You don't talk about it enough, and you do this. You really do this. This is probably why you don't have a schedule, because you can't be. But there are some people, maybe not a lot, but there are some people that want to help your cause, and I'm one of your prodigal sons. We'll put it that way. So I'll keep preaching that for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is in the Bible. There's this teaching, living by the gospel. See that I've been doing that. I live by this truth, and pass the hat. They pass the hat. I have people. They tell me, well, hey, you can get this Social Security, you can get Medicare, you can do this. I say, I don't want to depend on the government. I depend on Krishna and whoever is empowered to and feels the joy to give. and I want to live like I don't want to be dependent on that. So I don't take so
You know,
security.
Bapu, that's a testament. That's a testament to your faith, because not a lot of people would do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people would deny that kind. But that is faith. That is faith in action, I think.
Yeah.
And I know we have two women on here. I see the pretty lady with her glasses and red hair, and River pumped off. But please forgive me for speaking the truth. Both River and who's the other guest? I can't
It's
read it.
Shamaguri.
Oh well, look, forgive me both of you. But what you just said is the most ballsy thing you could possibly say against religion and politics and the social order. Look, the fact is, we either have faith or we don't, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we either do or we don't. Now money is a necessity.
Yeah.
It's something that we think we all need. Here's what we taught our children when we were raising. Thank God they're adults now, except they still keep. They still need. But here's what we taught them. You take a piece of paper and you cut it out the size of a dollar bill, and you put a banana on one side, and you put a banana on the bottom side, and then you write in there, this is a banana note. Cash this in with mom or dad anytime you want a banana. Okay, now, so that's a banana. So if you cash that in, right, Bapu? You cash that in, you should get a banana. It's the same thing with world monetary systems today. Yeah. If I give you a piece of paper that says this is money, but you can't cash it anywhere, it's not backed by anything. I had to get political with you because you mentioned it the other day. You're a rabble rouser, and I love it.
Rebel, yeah, exactly. Revolutionist.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, we're working for something that has no real meaning. Back in the day, you used to have. My grandfather gave me a silver note, and it said redeemable at the U.S. Treasury. Well, I dare anybody to take a dollar bill to the U.S. Treasury today and say, I want to cash this in for what's this worth. And that's the way government works today. So everything you're talking about is absolutely true. And until people get it, they're going to be miserable. Money is important, yes, but it is not the be all end all. People would pay for spiritual guidance because they're so lost. I see it on the streets all the time. They're just lost, Bapu, and they don't understand that there is something greater than gasoline prices, political elections, and in the Federal Reserve. So we can do better.
Yeah. It's it's great. It's great. The whole thing. Yeah, it's the spiritual potency is very powerful. There's so many wonderful stories about how when you bring this auspiciousness of God here in the world, the Lord wants to show those who depend on Him. They live good. They live. Even if you're a beggar, you're not. When people are beggars, usually, you're not. You're not.
Not always the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. This when you have really a deep relationship with God, whether you're rich or poor, it's that relationship that is important, and everything works out. And Lord Chaitanya had many examples of people in different. The main thing is to be a devotee. You come here. I don't care if you're rich or poor or middle class. It doesn't matter. You can get this relationship, and everything will be well. You could be on welfare. You could be a worker. The main thing is to have this intimate relationship with God reestablished again, and then everything's perfect. Everything's perfect, and you feel it, man. This is.
Well, and sometimes, like you have taught before, Beppu, sometimes we get in Krishna's way. We try to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Until he reminds us that that's not going to work so well if you're my devotee. So he will humble us.
Yeah. All the time, I get that one.
That's right.
Yeah. He's yeah. So it's great, the whole thing, really. Okay, so read a little bit more. Let's see what else we can unearth here. Thank you there, William, for sharing all these things.
I know. My wife's been trying for 15 years to get me to shut up. All you have to do is say shut up, and I'll shut up.
No, that's good. If you have anything more to say, just go for it. All right, so you are very dear. Let's see. Okay. All glories to him who is known as Vishvambara, who is the lawgiver of the entire material creation. See, the lawgiver, the entire material. There's all these laws, and they're all established by the Lord. Yeah, they're all established. Yeah. So, okay, you are very dear to Nityananda and the crest jewel of the Brahminical race. All glories to your dearmost devotees. That's this. All glories to your dearmost devotees. See, you gotta. That's the secret. All glories to the dearmost devotees. When you do that, then you understand what is glorious to the Lord is His real intimate associates. That is the secret of deliverance in this world. It's not like all glories to a person who might be a guru or a minister or a pope. If they're a dearmost devotee, all glories to them because they're very dear to the Lord. The Lord's dear to them, and that's who they put on the altar in Krishna consciousness. You put the spiritual master on the altar with Vishnu, with God. See. But people do it now because they don't know the difference between somebody who's the dearmost servitor of the Lord. In that song, they sing, or the prayer, that the spiritual master is the dearmost servitor. It's all words now. Now you have thousands of gurus in ISKCON who are dearmost servitors of God. It's all just a bunch of words. And now it's all words. His holiness, His grace. There's no grace really flowing from them. They're not dearmost servants. Yeah. But if people,
Babu, just to lend credence to what you're saying, even in the Bhagavad Gita, what I read to you earlier, the follow-up was the path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
But then it goes on to say, the Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplined succession from the Lord Himself. Okay, so what is Krishna? What is Krishna but love and compassion and demands our devotion? If we are followers of Krishna, He's going to demand our devotion, right?
Well, He doesn't demand it. He doesn't. No. See, devotion this level is called spontaneous devotional service. Spontaneous devotion awakens. It's naturally dormant in the soul. So there's no demand on it. It just comes from the heart. It's just love. It's like, how do you fall in love with somebody?
So I understand. Thank you for saying that because I needed to hear that. So the next line is, no one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplined succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master. And I think that's what a lot of religious organizations fail to recognize. They're recognizing their pastor or their pope. Uh, and even Hindu temples do that. They recognize their gurus. But you know what Jesus did? Jesus met in secret most of the time. And after even Jesus was out of the picture, 50 years later, they were meeting like we're meeting. If Jesus's apostles could do back then what we do today, it would be a great service. Because the intimate meeting of the church back in that day, Bapu, was meeting in living rooms, sharing a meal together, and fellowship. You don't have that in most religious organizations today. There is no real intimacy there.
Yeah. Hey, read that sentence again. There's something that I realized when you said it.
Okay, crap. You had to do that to me. Okay, I got it. I had a bookmark. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord, therefore, advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of discipline succession from the Lord himself.
Yeah, let
No
me
one can be. Yes,
let
go
me
ahead.
explain it. Okay, this is again over and over again. It's always saying that. What does that mean in this world? How does that practically show up in the line of disciplic succession? See,
That's
the
true.
problem. Yeah, the problem is people, they think, oh yeah, officially in the line, the person took initiation from Prabhupada, and so he's in the line of disciplic succession. They think naturally like that, but it's not like that. It's the line of
It's not.
disciplic succession is one who has the same potency all the way back to the Lord. So you people need to look at this fine distinction. You look who has that same ecstasy, that same kind of knowledge that goes
It goes
all the
on to talk about that. Yes, it goes on to talk about that too.
way.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
This,
you
go ahead. Go ahead.
oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So anyway, so it goes on to say, okay. I'm sorry, I'm boring everybody.
No. Go ahead. It's very
I'm
interesting.
excited.
Yeah.
So
It's
anyway,
great.
nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be like a menial servant, accept full surrender, without false prestige. You talk about this. You talk about false prestige and false ego all the time, Babu.
Yeah.
But you
You
don't.
know, yeah. Yeah.
But you
And you
don't
can't.
hear people. But you don't hear people in the temples or the churches talking about false ego.
No.
They can't survive without it.
No.
So yeah. Oh, now I will definitely shut up. Unless
False
you
prestige. See, that's a thing. You must surrender without false prestige, but you can't do it if you got false prestige. So it's not a thing. This is an evolvement. This is why and when you finally get frustrated in the world following religion and religious leaders who have material motives and they're control freaks and all this stuff, and you realize they can't help you very well. Okay, then you start to be more open to hearing from a real guru. You're open. There's room for the word now, and so the word goes in and starts to produce purification just by hearing
yeah.
from the being in the real line. The problem now is most people they think they know in religion, all followers and gurus. Oh, we know all about Krishna consciousness. We all know all about Christianity. Oh, we know all about this. So there's no room for this preaching in many people, maybe most. But those who are ready, they come here and then they listen and just advance spontaneously, automatically. just because they're favorable. And if there's some room for this word to go in. See?
Yeah,
So
when I
this,
was growing up as a kid, I never heard the name Krishna.
oh,
All I heard was Jesus, Jesus. But then when I was like, oh, this can't be all there is to this thing, and I started researching, I found that Krishna and Jesus were not too far apart. So you can take no matter what background you grew up in and so forth, you can take that and you can reach a degree of reality. For some of us, we take the long way around the mountain. Babu. we like to fight and question everything. This is the first spiritual experience. And I think religious experience too, because it allowed me to shed religion on this subject. I think this is my church. This is my temple. This is my synagogue. This is my
it's
mosque.
nice, isn't it? A church without walls.
Yes. Screw the brick and mortar. You
Open
cut the
air.
overhead by body. But that's exactly what we have here. And it's small. It's not mega. It's small, but it's going to grow, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the truth. It's the truth. And I don't know how people brick and mortar temple or synagogue or church anymore. I mean, my wife and I, we went. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Bapu. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
But I'm just saying, we went to this seminar in a huge mega Angeles, and there are in resources like you can't believe. Well, there was a couple, very poor. They can just ask for some bread and some water. And the church actually said, "Oh no, we don't do that there. We don't do this here." So where is the compassion in the church? Yes. So we don't feed you and give you drink, and you're not allowed to get warm in here. No, you have to go. You're not dressed right for this. And that's the attitude. And that is when my own spirit came into a revolution with everything I was ever taught. Because the thing I think you and I both hate are hypocrites. And religious leaders expect more out of their people than they even do. That's hypocritical. And
the problem with that is they can't help it because they're not liberated, and so they see people when you get opulences. If you become a leader, if you get money from people, especially in religion, what happens is, and you don't have the awakening of the spirit purifying you, by intimate worship, then you get corrupted by the opulences of the world, and you become naturally a hypocrite. You can't help it because this, you're doing what obviously a bona fide come into the line and the bona fide spiritual master, but people on the level of religion don't know that yet. This is a higher level for them. Even like people that are good people, say they're Brahmins and they've practiced strictly and everything, they don't have any idea about this. Well, they have some idea about it, but they can't attain it on their own Brahminical.
Yes, it's like they have a whiff, but they don't quite grasp it.
Yeah,
I mean, look, Bapu, I have a long way to go. But I wake up every morning in peace, and I go to bed every night in peace. And that's only because of this Sangha. because of what you guys and gals do here. So look, we just had a midterm election here, and you know how I am about politics, right?
Uh-huh.
We won some and we lost some, and guess what? Nothing changed. No matter how hard we worked for it, nothing changed. Even the best people couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
We need to leave that and get to the spiritual issues facing everybody in our country and around the planet, and that's where our focus should be. So you were right from day one. I kept trying to get good people elected, and we see how that went. So you were right and I was wrong. How's that?
Oh, you're trying to do the good, get the good guys. Yeah, yeah. It's all Maya's got her hand in everything. Uh,
She's a
it's
bitch.
especially this time. This time is for there's only one way out, and you have to get this relationship with God to save us out of this. This is that's why I come here. That's why I just this is it, man. This is the escape hatch.
This is it. I mean, this is it. There's a song. This is it.
Yeah.
And this is true. This is it for me. I've searched a long time.
Yeah.
Man, I'm pretty fluent in religion and politics, and nothing has brought me back the way this community has. So I thank you for having me and putting up with me and being tolerant. And I'll try in the future not to look so much like a turtle as my granddaughter.
Yeah.
So
No, that's Krishna's mercy because you were seeking, and he brought you here. He's not cheating you now. See, this is the thing. Seek, it's just like Jesus said, seek and ye shall find. So if you're seeking the truth, and the Lord will lead it to you. That's why you're here, and He's allowing you to see it. Otherwise, what we're doing is very confidential. This is not. You have to really want this. If you want other things, you're blind. You'll be blind.
That's right.
You can
That's right.
naturally want things, because we do. We're human beings. But if our heart is looking for the truth, looking for God, who is real, who is the real God, who is this mystery, you just feel that urge. This is so He brought you here. So you can recognize the value. Uh, See, Krishna, he says, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So he'll give you that intelligence to see. Not everybody can see this. These gurus, anybody coming here and recognize what's going on, you have a better destination in this life than any of these topmost gurus who have thousands of followers and lots of money and all these things and comforts and all that stuff. You have a better deal simply because you recognize this here. This is real wealth here. Real wealth is not to be a big guru and have millions of followers and to have be honored and to be loved and all that. No, it's to learn how to love God and love His devotees, and that's it, man. That's the Lord's treasure.
That's right.
Everybody will be happy with that when they get it, and you're getting it now. First fruits here, So this is wonderful. For we're all getting it. It's wonderful. More and more every day. This is
Well,
real.
I want to thank River for putting up with me earlier. She definitely follows her guru. There's no doubt. So it was fun to be on with her, and she's a fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on fire for Krishna, no doubt.
Yeah.
So River, thank you for having me, darling, and Bapu, thank you for what you do day in and day out.
Thank you for appreciating. It's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we got to do here. Yeah. Okay, let's chant a little japa now. I got to go to the bathroom here, but stay on here and let's chant some japa. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadaha Srivas Adigora Bhaktavit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh. Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama
We
Rama,
need
Hare
some
Hare.
beat. We need some beat, huh? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Yeah, now my dog is moaning.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Oh yeah,
Krishna
she likes
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. What would be a good tune to chant the Lord's name? It's almost like taking your favorite music and putting it to a Krishna chant, right?
Boom!
You're allowed to do that. That's still a praise to the Lord.
Perfect, William. That's the greatest thing that we can do. Our personal favorite music from whatever
And
genre.
just chant the names of the Lord. Yeah, just
that's it. Chant to it instrumentally. Chant the Lord to those names, and my God, it becomes even more attractive. So much more. Perfect. Your realizations, William, coming through. Thank you.
So I'm not sure what my favorite song is, but there's not. But here's the thing: take any music from any favorite song that you might have, put the chant the Lord's name to it, and it will follow the music.
Yeah,
it will work. Yeah,
it works. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hare Krishna.
You remember Madonna. You remember Madonna, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every song of
Okay,
hers.
so let's put Hare Krishna to like a virgin. Hare Krishna. Oh yeah, probably wouldn't work. So.
Hey William, what about True Blue? Do you remember that one?
Yes,
True
that
blue
would work.
baby, I love you.
That would work. That somehow could work.
There's so many
Well,
ways
I
to get
hope.
in.
I hope Bapu didn't get lost.
No, he's actually doing something, William,
Oh,
that needs his attention for the good of all of us,
oh,
in this.
gotcha. Okay, well, that means you're in charge. You know, River, you had a great broadcast tonight, by the way.
It was really.
And I don't, like I told you earlier tonight. I don't catch every one, but when I do, they're pertinent. But even if I don't listen to it live, I always promote it because I want people to hear this. You know, anybody that pays any attention to anything I do. Although here's the thing we have to do with Bapu. When he starts attacking dogs and cats, I cannot keep them. No, he can't do that. My dogs are service dogs. I could not live without them. So yeah,
William, you don't have to. You don't have to live without your dogs. You don't have to do that. I've had a cat here. You see the cat behind me usually. Do you see Shadow?
Oh, I thought that was Karuna.
No. Usually, anyway, Shadow, my cat. He's been. You don't have to get rid of your dogs or nothing. In fact,
no, you know, sometimes, like tonight when they heard you on the air, right?
Yes.
They ran in and jumped on the bed.
That's it. That's why you don't have to get rid of them.
Same thing with Bapu. They fall asleep. I don't know if that means that you're boring to dogs, or they know that as long as I'm listening to you guys, I won't eat them if I get hungry.
Yeah. If they know that or not, you know, they feel safe. They feel rested. And they can really relax.
Yeah, look at this, River. This is the truth. Look, right next to me.
Oh,
out like a light. Because this is a peaceful thing. This isn't chaos and confusion.
You know, the animals, it says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the book that Maharaj was reading earlier about, you know, anyone can receive this mercy. The animals that live with the devotees, their servants, anyone, as long as they keep hearing this potency, you know, with the Vaidis and the Rhythmics, they tell you to get rid of your animals. Yes, if they take in your attention and you don't have a bona fide guru, you're not receiving the potency. But here we are receiving that potency, and so too is your wife, your children, your grandchildren, your pets, anyone you go to is receiving that potency, you know, and then, you know, it's for them to nurture it themselves.
Yeah. Well, look, you know, our dogs we consider our dogs a member of the family. And when I see sometimes the mistakes I have made in life, and I see how in tune they are with protecting their family, I realize that, you know, sometimes the dogs make me look dumb, and that's why I respect them.
Well, you know, even you'll get to know them even deeper, William. You'll get to know them. You'll see things in them that you haven't seen with them. I don't know how long you've had your animals, but you'll see things in that you've never seen in them. You'll see changes in them that you've never seen before, you know, because they're receiving this potency. And, you know, yeah, respect to them, how they look after and protect your family. You know, they will do that. But with this potency, they'll protect everyone who's part of this spiritual family, you know, because they're feeling this.
And in River, I have to say, I have found in animals, you give them the room to listen, they will actually listen. They might not understand the language, but I think they do understand the spirit. Look, they're God's creation too.
Of course they are. Of course they are. They're
And
receiving it.
and for every time that we think that we are superior to animals, animals have a way of showing us that we're dumb as hell. Sometimes
We're dumb as hell. Animals are dumb. They need our help. We're here to look after them.
and we need their help from time to time. Exactly. It's give and take, you know.
They're very
I mean,
useful.
well, and they really do care. They might be primitive, more primitive than we are, but sometimes they have more empathy and compassion. You know, they don't care what deodorant you're wearing. They don't care what television show you're watching. They don't even care who your friends are. But they're gonna come up and they're gonna be loyal, and they're gonna give you a big lick or throw their paw up or something. But they always try to show their love and affection. And this taught me a lot about dealing with human beings on a level. Because human beings are not that instinctive anymore. We used to be. We used to be that way as a human race, but maybe for a short time. Well, we used to reach out to each other. Now we don't want to reach out to anybody. Now it's self-preservation. And religion is doing the same thing, as we discussed with Bapu not too long ago. So the point is this. Our animals sometimes, St. Francis of Assisi taught us, our animals sometimes can teach us more and sometimes be our best listeners than the humans around us. So animals are, all I'm saying is animals are important.
Everything, all of Lord's creation is important to us.
Everything.
It's when we're addicted to it and it controls us. And you know, that's where the dangers lies, when it starts to control us and we get addicted to it. Yeah, brilliant. Animals are great. My Shadow's been listening to Krishna consciousness since he was 3 weeks old, and he's 11 now, and he's changing. We are lucky. Your animals are lucky because they have you, and you're a devotee, and you'd be searching for the Lord. You've brought them to the feet of the Lord with you, you know. So it's because of you, really. It's the owners of the animals and their state of consciousness.
Yeah.
In that way.
Well, I think sometimes your animals can bring you closer to the Lord too, because look, when you are in a place, where you're at the end of your rope, nobody loves you, nobody wants to hear from you, and your dog comes up and jumps up and knows that you're hurting. See, this is the Lord's compassion. Animals were not created by accident. Animals were created all over the world. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my, right? Dogs, cats, mice. When you start looking at God's creation with compassion, and you realize that we're in the same boat. And their instincts are a lot more, because River, we get indoctrinated.
So do those animals.
We get indoctrinated. I guess our pets do too, but they still have an instinct that they will rebel if they think it's wrong.
Yeah, they're great with their instincts. They use their instincts really, really well. They really
and
do.
I wish humans, we have those instincts too, but I wish humans would do a better job.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have instincts, and we can go with that gut feeling. If I'm wrong, I think Maharaj will correct me. It's still in a way a material. Instincts are really material, I feel, because it's the real Lord in the heart that is beyond the instincts we have in the body. They are a way for us to learn, but there's more than that now, and that is transcendence beyond anything to do with this body that we have and our relationship with Krishna. And you know, Krishna is opening up our eyes in all visions of life, in all angles, because all the speculative knowledge that we have, you know, that is still laying there deep, is brought to the surface and removed, you know, and we can see a wider vision, a deeper vision with everything in our life. And it all comes down to, as always, in this Sangha that you were speaking about, it all is all headed and started with Srila Guru Haridas, and he's brought that to us all. He's brought that to our dinner plate. We are eating Mahaprasadam every single day and being nourished. The animals will too. I don't know to what degree, but they still, whatever their real instinct is, they still keep that. They're still there. You know, I can't go up to a bloody crocodile and give it a cuddle.
Some people try. Some people do try to do that. And they get eaten.
And they get eaten. And, you know, they really show these animals that, you know, human beings having really nice, cuddly relationships with tigers and lions, big, huge animals. From what I feel they've done it before, William. You know, they've had this relationship with animals before. You know, they come into this life and they have a really deep relationship with animals. And you can nurture animals from you know, when they're first born, a human being can have a relationship with an animal and have a really nice relationship. But also, I've been seeing online so many animals having relationships together because they've been put together from a young age, and they actually grow together, and they're really great friends. And they, you know,
that's a great point, River. I saw a study out here several years ago where we were trying to talk about racism in this country, right? And I'm not going to get political. This is really socio-spiritual. So I watched a study where they put a black toddler, a white toddler, a Mexican toddler, and an Asian toddler, all in the same room to study what they would do. Do you know what they did? The last thing that they did was recognize color.
Yeah.
They didn't see a difference. They just played together. Yeah. And so we know that racism and bigotry and hatred becomes an indoctrination plan, not only from Washington, D.C., but from our religious institutions. We tend to teach hate instead of teaching love and compassion. And there are so many churches, so many mosques, so many synagogues that they read the words, but they never get there. They never teach.
Those words don't have any life, William. They can't understand it. The words, they don't have any life. Here, the Lord resides here, and the words are full of life of the Lord. Life. We bring it to life. You know, and that is what nurtures us. That real, true life from the Lord is what nurtures us fully. God, there's so many things.
You know, this isn't what you teach, you and Bapu and down through the list. This is not rocket science, but you would think that it is. It is so foreign to most people that you would think this is rocket science. It's not. It's what the Lord intended for us.
Well, the Lord the Lord transcends. It's transcendental science, William. Real science is transcendental science. Material science has been a huge deception, misleading people.
Yes.
You know, and you can see that.
I never knew how to articulate that. I've always argued the point. But I never knew how to articulate it the way you just did. So thank you. Now I know how to argue with the bastards.
You know what? Coming here, William, is experiencing one's life with God, in the presence of God. Before it's without the Lord. You know, people are in so many horrible situations where they have to kill themselves, you know, because they don't have a relationship with the Lord. They don't have that full relationship that can save them and show them, you know, absolute knowledge. And they're going out.
That has to be the loneliest. That has to be the loneliest place in life.
No, go ahead.
You know what?
Continue.
Carry on.
Oh, there's Bapu.
Had to go to the bathroom. Sometimes I got to do that.
Well, yeah. Well, that must have been a spiritual experience in itself.
Oh yeah, I was. I took a trip to Vrindavan for a while. And I just,
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that'll help you. But River and I were just talking about how I know you like to go off on dogs and cats, but I have to tell you, sometimes, Bapu, sometimes our dogs and our cats are more in tune with what's going on around us than we are, at least in my experience.
yeah.
And so every time you're on, or River's on, or Govind is on, they run into the bedroom, they jump up on the bed, and they fall straight asleep. So I don't know if that means you're boring to animals, and they just want to go to sleep before you talk about dogs. They sleep well. But I showed River, this is the truth. Sleeping like an angel.
Yeah.
2 hours and not a budge.
Yeah.
She didn't eat food, doesn't want to go to the bathroom. It's like, oh, this is grandpa time. This is grandpa time, Bapu and River and in the rest of the asylum for Krishna.
Srivas, he had a dog also. He was a Brahmin. You know, Brahmins are not supposed to have dogs or
Yeah,
animals.
right.
Srivas had a dog. And not only that, Lord Caitanya had puppies. Well, for a while, then they went back to Godhead. But anyway, the Srivas had a dog, and but see, he also had something else. He had love of Krishna, and that's what I preach. If you just have love of dog
Right.
and you don't have the awakening of love of God, you're in trouble because your love for the dog is gonna bring you back again. Like the story of Bharat Maharaj, he fell in love with a deer, and he was already ecstatic, but he forgot. He stopped doing his practices. He stopped worshiping the Lord in ecstasy and just got totally into the deer, you know, and taking care of it. And got real emotionally involved. If you're like that, even at the stage of bhav, you can have problems. So you just keep it going. I mean, okay, have your dogs and everything, but don't neglect this. I see people sometimes they come here and then they go back out to love a dog, you know, just love their dogs exclusively, and they don't know that this is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, all I'm going to say is my wife and I raised 2 children together. Got them to adulthood, and now we have the dog. It's our consolation prize.
Yeah, it's no problem. Especially now you've got this. This is the balance. You know, you need the balance: love of God and love of dog. You know, it just kind of works out perfectly. River knows. She love of shadow and love of. Well, I don't know. Do you actually love that cat now? What's your feeling towards Shadow?
Because of my culture, we don't have this personal relationship with animals.
Oh, I see.
I had to beg my mother when I was 10 years old if I could have a cat.
Oh, really?
And I begged her, and they got used to her. And now with Shadow, I'm closer to him now, with less of an attachment. I thought I wasn't attached to him, but I have this loving attachment to him now. But he's still there. He's just there. Like he sits here. No, I don't have that.
Karina's got more love, right?
Yeah, that's because Shadow manipulates him.
Yeah, well, see, that's it. That smokes him out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're manipulated by your animals, that means you haven't surpassed the illusory potency enough. You,
Mm.
see that? Yeah.
That
See,
that
that's
that
the thing.
that
Brilliant.
rings true.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, and that's why, there's room for improvement there,
We'll get there, but I'm not giving up my dogs.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
No, I'm not giving up my dogs, but I will give up my cats.
No, I don't, hey, nobody has to give anything up here. That's the beautiful thing. This is the most liberal place you'll ever find.
Yeah.
When I was in the Narayan Raj group, there, the people were taking sannyas. They had to say goodbye to their wives and all this stuff. And, you know, uh, it was a really hard situation. And you don't have that here. Stay
No, you don't.
balanced. Yeah,
Yeah.
stay balanced. Keep your cats and dogs, but don't neglect doing this. When you're serving your dogs and cats, if you end up just doing that exclusively and not awakening your bhakti, your devotion, then you're going to be in trouble. This is the teaching of the Bhagavatam. And it shows. I see it in practical life. I see people who neglect this sadhu sangha. They get totally infatuated, not with just dogs, with their wife, with their children. And they tell me when they finally come back, they said, "My God, what happened? I missed out, on so much. I was just totally into my wife and my child. And then I got into the TV, and then we got into the family. And it was the one exclusive thing. And they lost it until they come, Krishna saved them a little bit. But then a lot of times they go back into the same bullshit. So
Yeah.
you got to kind of stay regular with this. Otherwise, Maya is strong. We're just the size of an atom, for God's sakes, And Maya is this huge thing. And
We are so, and you teach this routinely, and it's true. We are so small. We tend, and that's the false ego I think you're talking about, but we tend to think that the world revolves around us.
Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from, but a lot of us do. We think,
False
I didn't hear you.
The false ego, it comes from the false identification.
Oh yeah, the false ego. Yeah, and so then for some of us, it takes us forever to figure it out, and then it's like, well, no matter where I go, there's no real answers. Nothing feels right here, but then a year and so many months, I meet your teaching, and my first thought, I have to be honest with you, Beppu, my first thought is, who is this rabble rouser?
Revolutionist.
What the hell? What the hell is he trying to do here? And so I just kept listening. That's why you didn't see me too much, because I just kept listening. And the more I listened, the more I just shared your videos. Yeah, until now, every time you're on, sometimes I have to sleep. But even when you're on now, I get a bulletin. And I'm like, oh shit, well, I'm in the middle of something, so I'll share it, and then I'll just go back to my profile page and watch it later. Well, tonight I got lucky. I got live with you and River and your crew. So, look, the work that you do is important. I want to leave you with that this morning. And you're in the States, right? Beppu? No, I know where you are. Yeah, I'm asking our guru.
No,
Yeah.
I'm in Mexico. I'm in
Playa
del Carmen.
Mexico.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're not too far from the time zone. River, do you ever sleep?
Oh yeah, I sleep really well. Yeah, if I don't sleep, I can't function really. I sleep well. I'm good.
Yeah, because every time I'm on Facebook, you're either live or I just missed you. And Beppu too. You guys have a talent for covering the hemispheres. So I'm going to say thank you and accept my gratitude, and I will let you take your ship over. I'm glad that you had a good bathroom experience, though.
Oh yeah. Always do. It's part of the ecstasies of life in the
It
world.
is silly, huh? Nothing like being relieved.
I had a Brahmin godbrother once, and he said, what is the greatest happiness?" And somebody said, "Sex, eating." He said, "No, no." He said, "The greatest happiness is passing stool."
It really is. And when you think in our day and age how many people are full of stool,
He's gonna get it out, man.
yeah, just get it out already.
Get it out.
It's like they said, Babu. It's like they said in that Batman movie with Jack Nicholson. This town needs an enema.
And the greatest unhappiness is constipation.
That's true. And there are different forms of constipation.
Oh
There's
yeah.
political constipation. There's spiritual constipation. There is physical constipation. So, yeah, we need to get over it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's chant some Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Actually, I think this is enough for
Rama
now.
Rama,
I got to
Hare
go do
Hare.
some duties now. So I'll see you guys later. Huh? Thanks, William, for coming on and sharing.
Thank you for having me, and blessings to you both, and to all the devotees that follow you. And we look forward to hearing you next time.
Yeah, yeah. And thank you all for coming there and watching the video there live. Fernando,
Thank you.
Freddie, everybody, Keys, and all of that stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. So see you guys later. Hare Krishna.